Talk Weekly pregame show. I'm Justin. That's Rob. We get a lot to talk about here as we're bringing you coverage of the Celtics as they're about to get set to host the Miami Heat in just about 20 minutes. Rob, this is obviously a huge game. The Miami Heat beat the Celtics 130 to 124 last game. The Celtics fell down by 26. Robert Williams exited the first half after he just we thought he was going to come back and play. It ended up being him sitting out in the second half, and then the Heat tie the series up at 1, which makes tonight even more prime time matchup on TNT. Whoever wins tonight gets the tiebreaker, and with how tight and knit the standings are, Rob, that is huge. Mike's muted, bro.
Totally. It's a must-win game here. Celtics are in probably one of the worst positions you can be in as a playoff team. They're sitting at the 7th seed. They're sitting in the play-in game. Their second best player, Jaylen Brown, just got ruled out for the remainder of the season, which with a torn ligament damage in his wrist. So obviously there's a lot of different factors that they're going to be looking to play into this game, and there's going to be a lot of different things the Celtics need to do consistently in order to get a win tonight. And that brings us to the keys of the game that we have tonight. And I know you have some you want to touch on, and one I want to just bring up and mention really quick and hear what you have to say about is their defensive intensity. It's been really bad all season long. And, defense is one of those things where it's really all about how much effort the team puts in, right? Yep. It's whether you're going to dive on that loose ball, you're going to sacrifice your body. So, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Boston Celtics put together a 48-minute basketball game of solid defense.
And I agree 100%. I have a stat. It's in the last 8 games, Rob, the Boston Celtics have given up 120 points. 120 points. That's what the Celtics have given up in the last 8 games. Last game, Sunday, the Celtics gave up 79 points in the first half. In a total 130, and against good teams, you're not going to come back, right? We saw that against San Antonio, where Miami's a whole nother level above San Antonio. If you fall down to Miami, it's way too late, man. It's so frustrating. And the Boston Celtics, again, the defensive intensity needs to pick up. Like you said, it's all about diving on those loose balls, taking charges, getting those 50-50 chances. And the Celtics just haven't been doing that. And hence why they're only 2 games over 500 with 4 games remaining.
When you look at this game tonight, honestly, really exciting because it tells us exactly what's going to happen for the remainder of the basketball season for the Celtics. It tells us whether or not we're going to be a first-round sweep, a play-in bounce, or if we're going to start to toughen up and really try to play some good Celtics basketball. That brings me to another point I want to talk about. With Jaylen Brown now out, you don't have that easy bucket getter in Jaylen Brown anymore. You got to attack the basket. It goes 1 through 5, not just Jason Tatum. They have to attack the rim. Get Bam Adebayo in foul trouble. The Celtics got Bam in foul trouble in the third quarter. They got him 4 fouls. They got him out, and they just stopped attacking. Continue to attack the ball and put pressure on the Miami Heat.
And that brings me to another key of the game. Early pressure. The Boston Celtics have started out slow. I said this. I tweeted this out. I also said this on our podcast on that we recorded on Sunday. I said this on the postgame show on Sunday. The Boston Celtics were scheduled for a 1 p.m. start. They didn't show up right around until 2:30. Right, I've said this week. That's pathetic, and they've done that. They have done that all season long. They did it against San Antonio. They did it against Portland, and they just did it the other night against Miami. And again, going back to your point, it's about lack of effort. And the Celtics, they're finding out the hard way that they got to apply more effort. They're finding out in the hardest way possible. They let up 79 points on Sunday, which I believe you're the one who told me this stat. What was it? The most points in one half against the South allowed in 20 years, something like that?
21 years, most points scored in one half against the Boston Celtics.
And that's the second game in 2 weeks where the Celtics got booed into the locker room by their own fans.
And
They must be ashamed.
yeah,
Brad
I
Stevens said
know.
that's embarrassing. He says, I don't blame him. I don't blame the fans.
Yeah. And this brings us a good question here. I know, Justin, we want to hit on some fan questions.
Yep.
And now we got one right here. Who is stepping up for Jaylen Brown tonight?
Can I answer this? Can I?
Nope.
I'd love to.
Yeah, I
Because
know who you're gonna say. I already know who you're gonna say.
who?
Aaron Nesmith.
Aaron
Aaron
Nesmith,
Nesmith.
my guy from Vanderbilt. He shot 42% from deep in his final year. I get it was cut short by injury, but he had the best 3-point percentage coming into the draft. He's been averaging, I believe, right around 15 points a game in the last 6 to 7 games. Aaron Nesmith, it's time, baby. Brad Stevens needs to play Aaron Nesmith. Listen, I said this yesterday too. You were killing it on the breaking news. It was a last second thing. You killed it. I was able to pop in there and mention to you, look, Jaylen Brown is a great 3-and-D player. He can give you. He was known for his defense. His 3-point shot and his offense have fluently come along, and it's kind of like the opposite with Aaron Nesmith, where we drafted him for his 3-point shooting and his scoring, and now we're seeing defense and hustle out of him. So it's about damn time we see Aaron Nesmith step up for this Boston Celtics team. Look at how fired up I'm getting for my boy Aaron Nesmith, man. I'm so excited. That's who I think is going to step up for Jaylen Brown. Honorable mention, Evan Fournier. He's got to keep it rolling.
I could not agree with you more here. It is time for Aaron Nesmith to step up and play some high-level basketball, and I really think he will. I love Aaron Nesmith, and in the past 30 days of basketball, Aaron Nesmith is leading the NBA in three-point percentage with a minimum of 30 attempts taken. We drafted this guy to be a three-point shooter, and man, oh man, has he stepped. And I know exactly what you're going to go do. You're going to go throw on that Aaron Nesmith jersey, rightfully so, because it's Aaron Nesmith's time to shine. Now, while Justin gets the Aaron Nesmith jersey, I want to hit on another question here, Justin. Who is getting the responsibility for guarding Bam Adebayo? This is a good question, and I'm going to quickly answer this before I throw it off to Justin. It's a team effort, in the long run, it's got to be Tristan Thompson or Robert Williams. Robert Williams is listed as doubtful. I don't know if he's been downgraded.
He's actually out.
He is out, so he's been downgraded to out, unfortunately. But the responsibility goes on all 5 guys. What do you think about this, Justin?
Hold on. Oh, I got an ad. I'm just hyping my boy Aaron Nesmith up for 1 second. Got a little bit of...
We're still on the Aaron Nesmith train right now.
This isn't what I was looking for. I was looking for music, but I was looking for angel music. That's my boy Aaron Nesmith. He's staying up for the rest of the show. But yeah, Robert Williams is out to get back on track. That's tough. That's a big loss, by the way. We talk about hustle. We talk about intensity. Robert Williams has been that guy all season long. He's 10-2 when he starts, or 10-3 now, because he technically started last game. He's 10-3 when the Celtics start. That's a pretty damn good record. 10 out of the last 13 games. But it's gonna have to be Tristan Thompson who steps up tonight. He guarded Bam Adebayo very, very well in the first game in Miami. So he's gonna have to do that again tonight. String together a few good possessions offensively and defensively, and like you said, in the keys to the game, attack the rim, get Bam Adebayo in foul trouble. He's wild out there. He's a damn good center, don't get me wrong, one of the better centers in the Eastern Conference. But he got in foul trouble, and the Miami Heat struggled when he was out of the game on Sunday. It's gonna have to be Thompson. I don't think Luke Cornett has that ability. I
don't want to see Luke Cornett on the court tonight.
Then you're gonna have to see somebody like Grant Williams.
Yeah.
You're gonna
all right. Right? No. We're not talking about Grant Williams here. No, but
I know, but again, if you don't play Luke Cornett, you're going to. And I don't think Taco Fall is playing. In Taco Fall,
we talked about this. I believe was it on either our podcast or just off camera. I want to see Semi Ojeleye.
Yeah, we talked about that in the postgame
play
show.
Small ball center.
Yeah,
because
he's capable. He's done it before many
the
times.
Boston Celtics play at their best and highest defensive level when they're switch defense. You
Yep.
put Semi Ojeleye, and mind you, Bam Adebayo's no Rudy Gobert, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, great center, but he's not this big, dominant 7-foot force. He's right around listed at 6'10". So Ojeleye is a guy that you can throw on him, and it's not a mismatch. He's strong. He plays great perimeter defense. He's fast, and he can rebound the ball great. I would love to see some Semi Ojeleye backup small ball center tonight.
And I'm a bit surprised. The Celtics really lack, like, one of the keys to the game. Again, we keep bringing this up. Was what? Defensive intensity, right? So I'm a bit confused as to why the Celtics haven't been rolling with Romeo Langford, Shemi Ojeleye. Just because those two guys, they don't produce that good of an offense. I understand that, but they produce pretty damn good hustling defense, and I think that's exactly what the Celtics need, especially in the first half. Because, like I said earlier, the Celtics are slowly starting these games. Right now they got a game scheduled for 7:45. It's a TNT game. They like to chat it up for 15 minutes, so they better show up at 7:45 tonight.
And question, this can cap off our Q&A, our Q part of the show. I think this is a pretty good question. Very basic. Give me some predictions, Justin. Who you got tonight?
Look,
this is
going to sound very big here. It's going to sound very biased of me, and I understand the Celtics have had a rough season, but I'm going to go with the Celtics win. Again, I said this when we opened the show up. The Celtics need to know what is at stake for tonight. They know that not only is the tiebreaker potential playoff appearance, they're injured. Jaylen Brown, that's obviously very depressing. Seeing Robert Williams could remain out for the remainder of the season, as we only have 3 or 4 games left. So I think the Celtics are really going to have to step up tonight, and they're going to play with a sense of urgency. They know what's on the line. I know my boys got it. They're also at home. This is their last home game. There's 5,000 fans in. They just added another 12% to make it 25%. They got to show up, and the fans, they absolutely need to show up tonight.
I was going to hit on that. So again, there's 2 sides here. Now, obviously, we're a Celtics account. So part of me says the Boston Celtics are going to win. They have a bunch, and we have talked about this so much off camera. It's so big to realize how big having more than double the amount of fans. And it's 5,200, 5,200 people in the double or more than double. Yeah, than it was prior to that. So that's going to be huge, right? We're going to be feeding off their energy. But before I make my official prediction, this game can go either 2 ways. I said it to start the show. The Boston Celtics are either come out there and play with this chip on their shoulder. They're either going to play all right, Brown's out. We got nothing to lose. People are doubting us. Let's just go out there. There's a chance it happens. Cliche as it sounds, the Boston Celtics have a history of that. But then again, if we're going based off history, the history season has been the Boston Celtics continue to fold under pressure and not play high-level basketball. So I'm going to go out here and go on and say Boston win a very close game tonight.
I hope. They need it. They need such a big confidence booster for this team, especially closing the season off at home. Tip-off is in just a few minutes. We're getting you guys set for the Celtics and Heat Game 2. This is the Celtics' final home game of the season. As we just mentioned, they're letting a few more people in the TD Garden, so there should be about 5 to 5,200 fans in the arena tonight, which is absolutely huge. I expect it to be electric, a playoff-like atmosphere, playoff-like implications. Celtics are going to go with Walker, Smart, Fournier, Tatum, and Tristan Thompson for their starting lineup tonight. They're sticking to the usual starting lineup they've been going with ever since JB went down with the injury. The Miami Heat, without Victor Oladipo, which is obviously a big piece to them. Tip off on TNT. Rob, some closing thoughts as before we sign off, and just saying we will have you guys covered for post game live right back here, moments after the final buzzer, win, loss, a triple overtime, whatever it takes. We will be here for you guys to have you covered post game live.
100%. First of all, come join us post game, and let's get some active. There were some people talking in the chat, but let's get a lot of conversation going for the post game. I know a lot of you guys have thoughts. Let us hear. I want to hear.
We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah. Also, make sure to go follow us on Twitter, on Instagram. They're on the screen right now, but Instagram is the Celtics Talk Weekly. Twitter is Celtics_Weekly. If you don't listen to our podcast, it is the Celtics Talk Weekly, available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Just dropped a new episode yesterday.
We drop every Sunday/Mondays, depending when Celtics game days are. It's a great podcast. Me and Justin hop on there. And, if you like these, hopefully you'll like the podcast. That's all for me, Justin. It's up to you now.
Aaron Nesmith.
We're going to be hearing a lot of that tonight.
Aaron Nesmith. He's going to be the man. He's going to be the guy. We're going to look at. I got this. Look at that. The Jordan logo, the guy from Vanderbilt. This is how many points he's going to score tonight. No, I'm kidding. I don't think 26. If he scores 26, I won't even be here for post game. I'm going to party. But big one tonight, in all seriousness. Celtics Heat tip-off just shortly on TNT. Like I said, guys, come back here right after post-game live. Win or loss, we'll have you guys covered. Come ask us questions. We love to hear from you guys. So let's go Celtics. I'm predicting a big win tonight for the Celtics.
Let's go see.